Good morning and welcome to Gold Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. My name is Anthony Salavano. You're watching American Collegiate Hockey Association action here between John Carroll University and the Grand Canyon University Antelopes here on Delaware Hockey Network. Thank you once again for tuning in. The third and final day of this showcase. Couple teams heading out here. GCU all the way out west heading over. John Carroll from Ohio. Just about to get set here, waiting for starters from each side. GCU making their way back out to the ice after warm-ups. JCU already out there. Starters lined up on the blue line as the Antelopes come out onto the ice. They had a game yesterday against Stony Brook. They found themselves down 3-0 after the first period. Clawed their way back in the second, scored 4 and won by that score, 4-3 over in Fred Rust Arena. Or we'll have some more action from this showcase later today, this afternoon, a 4 o'clock game there, and a couple more here in Gold Arena. GCU bringing their starters out to the blue line in front of the bench as well as we get set here for the anthem, I believe, in just a moment.
Welcome to Gold Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware for today's matchup. This matchup features the visiting JCU Blue Streaks versus the designated home team of the GCU Antelopes.
The Antelopes, the designated home team for this game, wearing their white jerseys. JCU, blue jerseys, gold stripes. They announced starters for JCU, number 18, Austin Malley, number 17, Samuel Herr, and at right wing, number 26, Zach Zemrak. In goal for the Blue Streaks, Brody Lurch getting the nod today. Now JCU rounding out their lineup, getting announced. Starting on the other side in net, number 75, Jacob Demoranville. Or check that. He's wearing number 70, I believe 70 today, listed in the roster as 75, but getting the nod nonetheless. We will cut to a quick break for the national anthem down on the ice.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Recovery from an
Once again, a pleasant good morning and welcome back to Gold Arena. Just about to get set between the GCU Antelopes and the JCU John Carroll University Blue Streaks. Jesuit D3 school hailing from Ohio, taking on the school from out west. Probably making the longest trip out of all the schools here, except for maybe Colorado State. But pretty close there as well. JCU out on the ice circling. Same to be said about GCU. GCU going left to right, wearing their white jerseys, purple numbers, black helmets. JCU John Carroll, the Blue Streaks, going right to left, blue jerseys, white numbers, and stripes all over. It'll be Grand Canyon winning the face-off. Will wrap it around the boards, pops right out in front, quick shot, kicked wide. That one came off the stick there of Braden Husby. Goes back to the point, shot from Lund is deflected and goes up into the safety netting. A scary bounce there to start from the Blue Streaks. Goaltender Brody Lurch out of the net to play a seemingly routine puck. Coughs it up in front, but does live to tell. Face-off goes out to his right. A pause there. Both sides told to back up away from the circle. The Antelopes win the draw. It goes up to the point, sent back around behind the boards. Trying to work to the point as the Blue Streaks work it out of the zone. It comes over to Lund, right in front of his own bench. He's able to play it ahead. Gets it to Schwartz. Schwartz goes in and drops it off for Jacobsma to the point. Shot pulled wide. Comes back up to the other half wall, scooped up by JCU. They clear the zone, pick it up at the red line. Here they come over the line. Her pulls a shot. It's popped up in front of that and now kicked aside into the corner. The Antelopes recover, but that puck was played down with a hand pass. It'll stop play here with 19:09 remaining the first period. And this face-off will come all the way back out the center. Right? No. Check that. Stays in the zone. Beat to the left of Jacob Demerenville. That was LaGreca stepping in and winning the draw for JCU. Shot pulled, kicked into the corner. Rebound. Picked up by the Antelopes, looking to clear. Here they go. Thomas gets out to center ice, and that puck bounces off the ceiling. Another stoppage. We'll likely have plenty of that today. Low ceiling, low netting. We've already had 2 stoppages within the first minute and change. This face-off comes just outside the Grand Canyon bench. Looked like the Blue Streaks had the face-off for a minute, but now possession seized by the Antelopes. Chipping it deep there was Oakland. He took a hard hit into the boards, but gets the puck deep. Oakland working on it in the corner again. Has some help. JCU pulls it out. Nice pass ahead to the tape there of Caden Martin, and the Blue Streaks charge forward. They gain the red line, where LaGreca can't shake his defender, works into the corner, but eventually bumped off the puck. Antelopes trying to break out. Another hard hit there, but they do. Here comes Nelson. 2-on-2 into the zone. Fires one right into the chest of Lurch, and he hangs on. Couple extra words after the whistle. The officials jumping on that early and shutting it down. Face-off comes to the right of Lurch. Couple shots each way. Both sides. GCU with a couple more chances. Trying to get something going here. Instead, it's a Blue Streaks the other way. Here they come. It's Cronin. Gains his own. Cuts wide. Cuts around the net. Tries a wraparound chance there. May have gotten a piece of the pad. Was Demerenville, but now 2-on-2 come the Antelopes. Pass into the zone. Stepping in. Centering in front. It's loose. That chance there by Leadon. Picks it back up, plays it to the point. Stepping into a shot, deflected. That one just over the high post. Getting a stick on it there was Dylan Thompson. The Antelopes cycling down low. Leadon moves to his forehand, gets it to the point, sent back down low to the corner for Thompson. Thompson trying to shake some defenders, has Cronin on him. JCU trying to clear. 2.5 minutes into this contest now. It goes back up to the point for Trischler. Plays it down low where it's picked up by Ushindi for JCU. Now wrapped around the boards, and it looks like Flagera is able to at least clear the zone for the Blue Streaks, but not for very long as it's sent right back in by the Antelopes. Into the corner it goes. Now trying to work it in front with Schwartz. Nobody home for it. Picked up at the point by Spring. Sends it down low for Leiden. Around behind the net they go to the point for Lund. Steps into one. Makes its way through traffic, but not through the back of the net. Strong save there by Lurch to follow it all the way. Spring sends one on the ice. Kicked aside by Lurch. Back to the point for Lund now. One more. Gloves that down. And a much-needed whistle for the Blue Streaks. Taken there by Brody Lurch. Both sides take a change. 16:41 remaining in the first period. GCU starting to amp up the pressure here. Beginning to put the Blue Streaks on their heels, but they have not found an answer for Brody Lurch quite yet. Another offensive zone draw, however, for the Antelopes. To the right of Lurch, but won by the Blue Streaks. Sent back into the corner. Cavelli trying to pick it up. Played to the point for Spring, but that hops over his stick, and he'll have to take it back out into center ice. Turnover in center ice. Zemrak makes his way in, backhands it. It's wrapped around behind the net. Not sure it made it into the slot there as he had hoped, but he picks it back up. Trying to take it around behind the net again. Demerenville lost sights on it, but Lund finally picks it up off the back of the cage and sends it off the glass all the way down the ice. That will be icing. As JCU did not touch it, he'll send it right back into the Antelope zone. Face off to the left of Demerenville. I believe, yes, it will be the left. JCU completes a change. Good opportunity coming up here for them. Somebody's maybe tossed from the face-off here. No, Kraft allowed to stay in and wins it back to his defenseman. Hops over the stick. Breakaway coming the other way. Schwartz jumps on it. In on goal he goes. Backhand shot blocked by Lurch. He got a glove on it. May have gotten some pad there as well, but he comes up with the save. Serchik trying to push it forward into the corner. Trying to work free with it. Takes a stick and a glove to the head. Taken down, no call. Shot pulled wide of the goal by the Antelopes from the point. Comes back out to Thomas. He'll wrap it around behind the boards. Scrum on the half wall. The Antelopes come free with it. Serchik fires a shot. Blocked. Loose in the slot. Can't get another stick on it. Spinning shot kicked wide by Lurch. And now sent out to the top of the point, but could not clear it all the way out. Word, JCU and the Blue Streaks. Another shot blocked down off the pad of Lurch, and he's able to get a glove on that and hang on. Approaching 5 minutes into this. Excuse me, yet another offensive zone draw coming up for Grand Canyon. On the draw, it's knocked into the corner. Set, trying to clear it out for the Blue Streaks. Pass goes up to the point, tipped out there off the stick of Camden Martin. But he can't get back to it in time. The Antelopes defender is able to recover there. Long pass ahead, intended for Nelson. May not have gotten deflected, but it won't matter. Nice hustle there by Ben Oakland to beat out that icing. So now the Blue Streaks look to go in the other way. Martin getting through. Martin to the forehand. Couldn't get it back to the blade of his stick to pull off a shot, but a nifty few moves to just get into the slot. Here come the Antelopes. Puck knocked off the stick and chipped out by Set. Will be deep enough for icing, but goes on goal, and it's waved off. Antelopes gain the line. It's Trischler. Getting very deep, sends that in front, and that one pulled wide. Trischler still down low for a defenseman, working his way behind the net. Sending it up to the point. Cross ice, Peltier fires a shot into traffic. Loose in front, another strong save by Lurch. And some great help by the Blue Streaks in front to clear out right away. They'll send it in the zone, off the pad of Demerenville. They'll shuffle it around behind the net, but the Antelopes are right there to break it back out. Tied up along the half wall, but now Trischler takes it back, looks to clear. his pass off the mark. Peltier gets it as far as the blue line and now ahead. Leading. Doesn't get much further past the red line. Now it's back into the Antelope zone. To the red line it goes. Fulgara upended there by Jacobsma. And now sent into the Antelope zone again. Both sides take a change. Trischler hustled back to the puck and then waited on his pass, so Spring will have to send it deep from right about the red line. Cavelli the first one to the puck. Blue Streaks able to clear. Numbers if they hurry. 2-on-1, in they go, shot, scores! Fired in there, upstairs, top right corner. Austin Malley picks his spot and puts it right above the glove of Demeronville. It's a 1-0 lead for the Blue Streaks with 12:56 remaining in the first period. In a frame that started out all GCU, it's the John Carroll Blue Streaks. The answer on the counterattack worked their way right down the ice, and Austin Malley buries that shot to give his team the early lead. Cavelli off the face-off, sends it ahead to center ice. LaGreca tried to work it over the blue line, can't get it much further. The Antelopes coming the other way. Wardus cutting wide, cutting around to the far half wall. Reverses it the other way. Down low it goes. Serchik picks it up in the near corner. Curling back, sending it in front. Nobody home on the pass. He'll go all the way back down into his own zone. No icing. It was a GCU pass. Puck moved ahead to the red line, now over the blue line. Shot on the rush. Blocker to side. And a big hit right in front of the JCU bench. After Lurch kicked that puck away. Here come the Blue Streaks. Trying to get something going. Search and jumped on that puck. Long stretch pass intercepted. Flipped over in front. Blue Streaks trying to get to that puck, could not. Now it's the Antelopes again. Another turnover in the zone. Looks like Wu had a shot on it. Deflects out of play into the safety netting. But GCU seems like they've been knocking on the door for a while. The Blue Streaks get one back, and now GCU struggling to make some of these routine passes just to clear their zone. Big face-off coming up here. Defensive zone draw for the Antelopes to the left. Their goaltender, Demeronville, and a shot off the draw. They score. Charlie Tuggy beats an unsuspecting Jacob Demeronville. Right through the 5-hole, was sitting back right by the circle off that face-off, right behind that winger. And just steps up, flutters one through traffic, and it makes its way to the back of the net. And just like that, 2-0 now. 2 goals in less than 2 minutes. Here from the Blue Streaks. Now the Antelopes trying to get something going. After Tuggy's goal, assisted from Cronin, right off the face-off. Shot from Spring, loose in front. It hit a defender's legs and just kind of sat in the slot before the Blue Streaks were able to jump up on it and clear. The Antelopes send it right back in. Nobody touched that. That could have been icing, unless they're saying it got deflected. John Carroll gained the red line. Now the blue line looked like they were going to send it deep. Instead, they tried to send that pass through to Fulgara. We'll check that set. We'll head back into the Blue Streak zone. Cavelli on it. Gets it to Malley, the first goal scorer for John Carroll. And now here comes Schwartz and the Antelopes in front. Unable to get a shot off there was Husby. And what a chance he would have had. Put it right on the doorstep for him. Schwartz had a goal yesterday against Stony Brook to kick off the scoring for the Antelopes as well. Trying to get his offense going there. This was after he took a 5-minute penalty in the first period, did not receive a game misconduct, stays in, and then eventually helps lead the comeback for the Antelopes. Come back down after falling down 3-0 early against Stony Brook. They find themselves down 2-0 early here. Puck tied up along the half wall. Zemrick had it. Another chance in front. Backhand shot. Rebound. They score. Who else? The man I was just talking about, Schwartz. Michael Schwartz, that is. Jumps on the loose puck in front. Kicks off the scoring once again. And at just about the midway point between the first period, a little bit of life here for the Antelopes. It seems as if they were rolling early. Had their struggles, now they get one back here. Take a second look at it. The initial shot there came off the stick of Husby. He had the chance earlier in the 2-on-1. His shot was blocked, but it came right out to Schwartz, who had that beautiful setup pass on that earlier attempt. Now finally does make his way onto the score sheet, this time with a goal. It's 2-1. JCU keeps their lead, but it has been slashed in half. Puck chipped up in front of the Antelopes bench from the red line. It gets to Serchik and no further. Blue Streaks try and take it in the zone. Picked up by Lund behind his own net. Works it out to Spring. Spring will take it back behind the goal. The Antelopes looking to break things out, turn the puck over, and Blue Streaks will just send it right back into the zone. Lund slides it over to Spring, now gets it back. From the red line, he'll chip it deep and go take a change. JCU unable to clear, kept it at the point by Thomas. Thomas sends it around into the near corner. Spinning backhand pass, switches sides of the ice here. So that was Strittmeyer able to clear the zone, get it to the red line. A couple fresh legs on the ice now for the Blue Streaks. Trischler back behind his own net. Bumped off the puck now. It's Hansen trying to work it to the point. Along with a couple other Antelopes. Spinning around now. Huffer getting it in front, trying to slide it across there to Oakland. He's unable to get a shot off. To the point it goes for Thomas. Sends it down low. Tipped in front. Great backhand pass there. That time by Richard Nelson, but nobody able to get a stick on it after the fact. Nelson gets another hack in front on a rebound, but the net is knocked off its moorings, and quite timely for JCU. So it'll get him a whistle and a stoppage of play. Face off comes to the right of Lurch. GCU head coach a little unhappy with the early whistle. Had a couple words there. Pelletier standing a little closer in on that far side behind the circle. Similar to how the Blue Streak scored their second goal. Gets the puck here, fires a quick shot, but this time scooped up by Lurch. Antelopes trying to run that play that the Blue Streaks ran on them earlier. Unsuccessful. Lurch ready for it and sees it into his glove all the way. After 2 extra seconds of ice time, JCU takes a change there. Guess they wanted it for that draw. Instead, they elect to send it in. Cronin for the draw. Wins it, and JCU clears. Round behind the net. Lurch bobbles that with his stick. Now it's sent around to Cavelli. Cavelli ahead. Wingers left a little too early on the near side. No outlet there for the Blue Streaks to break out. Here they come right back into the zone. Leeden has that taken off his stick and now sent out into center ice. Spring heads back for that puck, sends it ahead to Leeden. Leeden deflects it at the blue line, and Lurch will wrap it around behind the net into the boards. Lund playing it for Leeden at the circle. Leeden around the boards, looking for some help, finding Thompson. Thompson cutting back at the hash mark on the near side. Down low for Leeden. Backhand shot. Kicked aside by Lurch. To the point it goes for Lund. Across her spring. Steps into one. Not sure where that went. I believe it's stuck in the pads of Brody Lurch. And it remains 2-1. No official signal there. Little extra love in front of the net after the whistle as well. But no penalties from that. Face off to the left of Lurch. It looked like he lost the puck on the last play, but does enough to keep it out of the net and get the stoppage. Off the draw, however, it's the Antelopes. Lund gets at the point, sends it back down low looking for Thompson, but it just hops over his stick. Blue Streak sends it out of the zone. Spring will have to hurry back. This will not be icing. Across for Lund, the far corner. Schwartz leaves it there for Jacobsman. Cuts in by the goal. It's maybe a penalty. Oh no, the net knocked off again. Puck got tied up in the skate. There was a bit of a collision by Lurch. And that did just enough to knock the net off. It was a bit of an issue yesterday over at Fred Russ in the GCU game against Stony Brook. Nets came off a couple times. No difference here. As the frustration continues to grow on the Antelopes bench. They've had a couple opportunities whistled down by the net coming off. JCU shouldn't mind just quite yet. Shot from the point there, blocked. Big hit a little late after the play on Thomas from Malley. GCU keeping it in the zone. Trying to work to the slot. That one fired high and I believe a little over the glove of Lurch. That one off the stick of Tommy Wardis, and it'll go all the way down off the boards back into the GCU zone. The Antelopes breaking things out. That puck hops off the skates there of Jack Thomas, but he picks it up and works to the far corner. We'll cycle it back around, looking for Wardis there. Now around behind the net again. The Antelopes getting a late change on defense as Trischler comes back in, takes it at the point, steps into a shot, it's deflected over the net. Malley from the half wall got it to Martin at the point, or it was intercepted by Jaquette, and Martin took him down. But a shot from the point there. Gloved up by Lurch. To bring another stoppage at 5:41 in the first period. Outside of their 2 goals from JCU, they have not had much possession. They haven't really gotten the offense going. There's a counter attack rush goal on the first one, opened the scoring, and a shot off the face-off to make it a 2-1 lead. Otherwise, the Antelopes have really controlled the pace of play here for the rest of the first period. They got one back of their own as well. Face-off just outside the John Carroll zone. Stepping into the zone now, Peltier sends it in front, nobody there. Picked up by Tuggy. Tuggy already has one in this contest, he'll send it deep into the zone. Peltier first to the puck. Tuggy trying to knock him off of it. Kept in at the point there by Strittmeyer, wraps it back around the boards. The Antelopes with possession but unable to clear the zone. Tried to play it off the glass there. Set is buried by Hansen. Not one of the Hansen brothers, but a Hansen laying a big hit. Chipped into the JCU zone now. Here they come, the Antelopes on a change. Blue Streaks had a chance to get it deep and take a change of their own. Lund wrapping it off the boards. Got it to the red line where it was met by the stick of Deacon. Deacon will get it back into the Antelope zone. A little bit of a hiccup there by the Antelopes, but they do keep possession. Lund calmly works it out to Thompson, who sends it deep, but not deep enough for an icing. Blue Streaks unable to clear, kept in by Thompson, curling at the half wall. Leaving at the point for Lund, fires a shot, kicked aside by Lurch. Wu Had a chance to clear, fanned on it. Thompson working along the boards, cycling around behind for Leiden. Leiden curling back, running out of real estate. Now possession is taken by Maroon. Maroon chips it ahead for Kraft. And he will chip it deep as the Blue Streaks gain the zone. Wu took a chop at that puck, kept in by Kraft, spinning, fires a shot, hits a body and goes wide. Into the final 4 minutes of this period as Cavelli will just send one off the pad of Demerenville while his team gets a change. Leiden will deflect it into the JCU zone while his team gets a change. Puck played ahead for Malley and a big hit in the corner. Slow to get up there is a GCU Antelope. That'll be Nash Jacobsma. Trainer is out, but he is able to get up under his own power with a little help. Makes his way off the ice. No penalty called on the play. I believe they're talking about right now where this face-off will go. It looks like it will come out of the zone. As the injured Antelope makes its way off the ice. JCU has all 5 skaters out there ready to pick up play. 3:27 remaining in the first period. GCU makes their way back out to the ice. Trying to get one more before the end of the period to tie things up and head to the locker room evened out at the very least. If you're JCU, a 2-goal lead's pretty comfortable heading into the intermission. Now, after a brief meeting of the minds, it looks like this puck will head all the way out to center ice. Off the draw, it's the Blue Streaks pushing forward, but they can't gain the zone. Played in for Schwartz. Dropped back, shot there by Husby. Blocked, goes to the point for Jack Thomas. Thomas steps into one wide. Not sure Lurch saw that either way. JCU looking to clear Malley from his own blue line. Chips it to the opposing blue line, but no further. Serchik from his own blue line lost the puck. Here comes her into the zone, fires a shot. Off the pads, kicked up in front. And now cleared out by the Antelopes. Turnover in front. Her could not get that puck to a stick. Now working his way out, backhand shot, fanning on it there was her once more. Played in front. Another chance from the slot. JCU can't get a stick on it, but this will be icing. Comes all the way back down to the left of Demerenville. It's the same side that JCU had a sneaky goal on earlier to make it 2-1. Off the draw, it's won by GCU. They'll wrap it around the boards, trying to clear the zone. Kept in by Cavelli for a moment, but now taken by Wardas. Steps in, shot, rebound, trying to collect his own rebound. And that second opportunity does not make its way on goal. Puck chipped deep now by LaGreca. I believe it went out into the bench. 2:06 now remaining in the period. Face off right outside the Antelope zone. Peltier, first one back there for it, sends it over for Oakland. And he gets started on the rush. Blue Streaks intercept the Antelope's pass and then turn it right back over. Now it's into their zone. Cronin working the other way, chips it ahead, finds a man walking in, shot. Saved there by Demerville. Not sure where it went for a moment, but that was Tanner Plinta. On the entrance, fired one, and Demerville just kind of stood pat there waiting for the whistle. Not sure he knew where the puck was either. He has been solid all day. Aside from those quick 2 goals I mentioned, one was on the rush. Not a lot he could do there. The other one he probably won back, that second goal of the game. But has made some big saves since then. Here come the Antelopes the other way. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Thompson in front, his pass broken up. Strong back check there by the Blue Streaks. Puck wrapped around the boards, looking for Lurch. Tied up along the boards now. Malley pokes it free, gets it to her. Sent around the boards again. Stripmeyer plays it ahead. Sent back into the zone for JCU. Final minute now. This puck trickles down on goal. It's picked up by Spring. Plays it ahead for Husby, but sent back into the Antelope zone by Cavelli. 40 seconds now. Schwartz leading the charge for the Antelopes. Not a lot of time to work with. 30 seconds, cutting into the zone. Cutting wide, sends it in front, fans on the pass. Blue Streaks look for it, are just able to clear. Jaquette batted it down, but couldn't keep it in the zone. 20 seconds now as Cavelli jumps behind his own net. Reverses it, gets some help for Deacon. Plays it ahead, not out of the zone. Now here they come. Here they go, 10 seconds left. In on goal, shot saved by Demerville and cleared out. Off the boards it goes, ahead for Misialik. Quick last shot on goal, scooped up by Lurch. He'll play it into the corner, and that will end the first period of play. JCU jumps onto a 2-0 lead. The Antelopes get one back of their own and have controlled possession ever since. But it will be the John Carroll Blue Streaks that hold a narrow 1-goal lead heading into the break. Here at the First State Showcase, you're watching Delaware Hockey Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break with second period action. Stay tuned.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Here between the John Carroll University Blue Streaks and the home, and far from home at the same time, GCU Antelopes. Antelopes trailing 2-1. JCU, a couple early goals, take a 2-0 lead. GCU trying to claw their way back, got one of their own. Looking for that second one to tie things up here in the second period. Yesterday, the Antelopes were down 3-0. The Stony Brook came back and won that by a score of 4-3. The man that got it started, same one that got things going here for the Antelopes, Michael Schwartz. The forward out of North Hollywood, California, picked up his 10th goal of the season today. We've switched sides here at the Gold Arena. GCU, Grand Canyon, wearing white and purple, going right to left. JCU, John Carroll University, wearing blue, white, and gold, going left to right. Off the draw, it's GCU trying to set up possession. They try and keep it in the zone, unsuccessful there, as the Blue Streaks head the other way, wrapped around the boards. Lund will be the first one to the puck for the Antelopes. It's coughed up to the point. Deacon just sends a little chip pass into the zone. That one hacked on net, but kicked aside by Demerenville. Cleared out the other way, all the way down the ice. And good enough for an ice, and sounded like it caught the stick there of Tristan Tabacal, but not quite enough there. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. That's why having a trusting, caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The law offices of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filling your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. Call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-LONG to schedule a free consultation. That's 302-466-LONG. Martin enters the zone, finds Malley. He is blown up. Or check that. That was not Malley, that was Deacon taking the hit there. Puck deep in the JCU zone. Trying to get ahead to Deacon. Was set. Could not do that. Pushed it further in the zone corner. Comes out to the point. Chipped back in by the Antelopes and worked on by that half wall. A little bit of a scrum. Oakland trying to poke it free for GCU. Gets it along the half wall. Sends it back down low. Nelson on it. Trying to work it free. Gets it to Oakland. Oakland curling around behind the net. Switches ice to the point for Jaquette, who sends it back into the opposite corner. Nobody really there to pick up that puck. Playing the bounce are the Antelopes. Oakland cycles it back around the Jaquette at the point. Gets it back to Oakland, but it heads right back out to the blue line. And Deacon is able to shift it in neutral ice before GCU enters right back into the zone. Here they come. Made on goal. Loose in front. And cleared out. Great play there by LaGreca. Helped jump on that rebound, but another good opportunity this time from Evan Leedon for the Antelopes. It remains 2-1, however. This puck will head back down the ice for a face-off to the left of Demerenville. 17:43 remaining in the second period. Cronin in on the draw for JCU. Facing off against Hendrickson. It's won by the Antelopes. And kicked ahead by the Blue Streaks. Trischler bats that puck down, sends it all the way down the ice, and that will be an icing. As Ushindi was back there to touch it. So they'll redo it. They'll just switch sides. No, they'll redo the face-off from the same side. Cronin and Henriksen once more. So it looks like the Antelopes will get, or excuse me, the Blue Streaks will get this one. Point shot is muted in traffic along the way. Puck one on the half wall, shot fired off the pad of Demerenville. Ushindi from the point pulls one wide. Kept in and sent down low. Player upended there. That was Cronin, had his legs taken right out from under him. Gives an extra little shot to his defender before picking up a stick. Here comes Thompson, charging in, cutting in on goal to his forehand, can't get it there. And Lurch wisely poke checks that puck and then gets his glove over it for the stoppage. He'll have a face off to his left. Looks like GCU mixing things up a little bit. Had been Schwartz and Husby for a while, but usually alongside Leedon. Instead it'll be Misialik as Malley brings it into the zone for JCU. Deacon from the point, shot deflected wide. Picked up and chipped back into the zone by Zemrak. Into the corner, now cleared out by the Antelopes. Cavelli back on that puck. His pass was fired into the skates of his teammate. Had a little trouble handling that. Now finally slides it back over to him. And JCU can do a proper breakout. Zemrick sends it deep. Not enough to be an icing, however. Spraying the first one to the puck in the corner. Pokes right out into the slot. Nobody gets to it at first. Deacon steps into a shot. Didn't get a ton of power behind that. And it was a bouncing puck. Nice save nonetheless from Demerenville, able to scoop that up and get the stoppage of play. 16:05 now remaining in the second period. Another offensive zone draw for JCU. It's about the third one they've had from this spot already this period. Not even 5 minutes in yet. Mentioned before, they had their second goal of the game off of a quick shot off the face-off. That one has been the difference maker thus far from Tuggy. Back into the Antelope zone. It goes a little bit more pressure from the Blue Streaks this period. Strittmeyer sends one in. Could not get deflected on goal. Big hit there, and Henry Sess stands it right up. He had Spring charging at him. Was able to carry through with the puck. Long pass down the ice, comes out to the side of the net. Icing waved off. And Kraft had to hurry back towards that puck. Antelopes trying to set something up. Serchik gets it down low. Shot from Thomas, pulled wide. Thomas calling for it at the blue line. Can't get it. Instead, another shot, I believe, blockered off there by Lurch. That time off the stick of Hansen. Another one from the point, kicked wide. Rebound, scooped up by the Blue Streaks. With some time and space was Seth. Elected to hang on to it for a little bit. Probably had some more time to skate that puck. Instead tries to get a change. Get it partially done here. Flagera trying to clear the zone, turns it over, but gets it right back. Moving towards the near side, finds Martin at the blue line. And ahead for Kraft, who will deflect that off his stick. And out of play. Face-off should come back to center ice. That'll be just the case. Henriksen steps in against LaGreca. Two number 19s on the face-off. Henriksen, at least his team ends up with it. That'll count for the win. Peltier trying to clear the zone. Gets it ahead. Mushindi stopped it at the red line. Had some trouble with it, but's able to send it the other way. Picked up by Peltier again. Turned over. Here comes LaGreca into the zone. Trying to get this to his forehand. Wrapping around on his backhand. Cuts back the other way. Lost it in Peltier's skates. GCU looking to clear, but it's sent right back in. LaGreca with some space. Sends it in front. Great play there by Strickler. Backhand score! Not sure where that went in or who got it, but it looked like it went off the back of Demerenville from behind the net. Finds its way into the back of the goal, and leading the charge is Sean Deacon to the bench. So it looks like it'll be his goal. Here's a second look at it. GCU thought they had cleared the zone. They had GCU had some space behind the net. And it looks like, yes, a little chip play off the back of Demerenville to make it a 3-1 game. That 2-goal lead right back here for the Blue Streaks. Cronin kicked out of the faceoff as Tuggy will step back in. Off the draw, it's played into the Antelope zone. Cronin walks in, tries to fire a shot. High glove, it gets deflected and goes into the boards, but not into the netting. Play stays alive. Lund with some time finds Schwartz. Schwartz shakes one defender and now chips it deep. Can't quite get to the puck first as Luke Deacon steps on it. Turnover, Antelopes fire a shot. Lurch smothers that in his pads. A stoppage of play. Face-off coming to his left after this. Modern media, it's everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has a myriad of solutions to build bridges between your brand and its clientele. Broadcast to social, print to digital, the 412 team will put 40+ years of experience to work for you. East Coast, West Coast, and everywhere in between. Let's talk about how to get you noticed. Visit 412communications.com today. Off the face-off, resuming play. Puck taken into the GCU zone, held on to by Demerenville. And with 13:02 now on the clock, face-off will come to his right. JCU, John Carroll upping the pressure. in this period. Wardus on the draw against her. It's won by the Blue Streaks. Shot pulled wide off the faceoff. Another one skied into the ceiling. Got blocked by Tabakol and deflected right up into the safety netting. So they'll take another look at this faceoff just 6 seconds later. And on the opposite side of the ice, Her won the draw, tried to tuck it through. Wardus' legs to get a quick shot off, could not do so. It's Thomas taking possession for the Antelopes. Playing it ahead for Wardus, off his stick, great back check by Malley, but could not turn around that puck. As now the Antelopes do chip it deep into the zone. A little bit of a scrum in front of the Antelopes bench. And we have one penalty at the very least coming up. Wait to see if these offset, but it will be the first penalty of the game. Potentially the first power play as well. And that does appear to be the case for now. The lone man on the box, Samuel Herr. 2 minutes. Likely for roughing, but haven't seen what the call is. There was quite the scrum in front of the Antelopes bench. And just over the midway point of the period, the Antelopes now down 2, looking to bring that deficit back to 1 with a power play goal here. Face-off won by Thomas, swings it across for Hansen. Hansen slows up, drops it for Thomas, can't get there. Here they come, the Blue Streaks the other way. Shot over the glove and out of play. That was Sean Deacon, got the last goal, almost went right back down and picked up another. Penalty call against Samuel Herr. 2 minutes for cross-checking. 12 seconds have already elapsed in that power play. And an offensive zone draw for the Blue Streaks, who are on the penalty kill. Won by the Antelopes. And the Blue Streaks will fall back and let them take things up. To the half wall, Hansen, behind the net, runs into his own man. Handful of bodies back behind the net for the Antelopes. Cross ice for Jacquette, back to the point. Thomas steps into a shot, but kind of fans on it, breaks a stick. Player goes down in front of the net. I believe after all of this, Lurch got his hand on the puck. At the stoppage, full change for or 2 half changes, one for GCU and one for JCU. Blue Streaks took 3 of 4 penalty killers off the ice. Antelopes left a couple defensemen on there. Here they come into the zone, batted away with the glove by Lurch at first, and then he does smother it. Now with 1:06 remaining on the man advantage, draws one by the Antelopes. It's leading with some space, sends it across, and fanning on the shot was Henriksen. Got to the point, chipped up, and out into the safety netting. Off the stick of Trischler. Good opportunity for Leiden, surprised he didn't take the shot. And then slides across the ice for Henriksen, who had a wide open cage and just couldn't get that shot down. More turnover for both sides. Hansen back out there with Thomas, who has remained out there for this entire power play. Albeit it only has been 1 minute and 5 seconds, but looks like he may see this thing all the way through. Pass across for Hansen, shot into the pads, into the slot, cleared out. At least enough over the line so that Thomas has to regroup. Turnover, batted off the stick, trying to poke that ahead was Cronin. Nice interception that shave a couple more seconds off this man advantage. Now down to its final 30 seconds. Big hit there as Oakland moves into the zone. 20 seconds now, Hansen down low. Buried behind the net. Possession taken by Luke Deacon. Deacon with some time, plays it ahead for Cronin. Blue Streaks go in onside. Deacon had a body on him, could only muster a weak backhand shot wide of the cage, but does just enough to kill off this man advantage. Back to even strength hockey. Hansen into the zone, cutting wide around the net. Turning, waiting, dropping it for Peltier, fires a shot. Lurch had a chance at it. Does just enough to stop it. He was turned on an angle. That puck almost found its way in. Now back out to the slot, weak clearing attempt. As Misialik could not get a shot off on the other end. It's sent all the way down the ice. Not deep enough for an icing. Now possession taken by the Blue Streaks. They chip it ahead. LaGreca into the zone, drops it. Tried to leave it there for Sean Deacon. Could not do so. Here comes Leadon. Leadon gains the blue line, but a little too antsy there was Henriksen, goes in off sides. .9:37 remaining in the period. Face-off will come just outside the John Carroll zone. Off the draw, comes back to Lund at his own blue line. Now across for Spring, played ahead, turned over. Sent into the Blue Streak zone. Lurch out of his own net, leaves it for his defenseman. Strickler took a hard hit but got it deep. Blue Streaks can't work the breakout. And it looks like the Antelopes going offside, so they'll have to regroup and tag up. Puck played ahead, intended for Wu, instead taken by GCU and sent deep. Schwartz, the first one there on the other side, turns right into a check. And unable to get that puck back. Possession taken now by Stripmeyer. Stripmatter finds Wu, plays it off the far corner and takes a change. Jacquette ahead for Schwartz. Now ahead for Husby. Husby walks in, his shot blocked. Great stick check there by Stripmeyer, and he lays Hugsby down into the corner. Schwartz sends a pass up to the point. Thomas's shot is deflected, never makes its way to the net. Puck on the near side. Now Lushindi behind his own net, sends it over to Stripmatter, who will regroup and now find Zemrak. Zemrak to the red line and deep, or just gains the red line, so no icing. Peltier back on it for the Antelopes. Great positioning on the board to move that puck ahead. Oakland's pass, batted in traffic, and now finally sent forward off the stick of Nelson. Into the zone it goes. Nelson from the near corner works it up to the point. Stepping into a shot was Trischler. Now Lushindi from the corner looking to clear for JCU. John Carroll, Blue Streaks get it ahead. Malley sends it deep, but he was on the wrong side of the red line, and that'll be an icing. That'll also keep everybody on the ice for John Carroll as the Antelopes take a partial change, get some fresh legs out there at least up front for this draw. Seven and a half minutes remain in this period. Face off to the left of Lurch. The Antelopes looking to cut this lead back down to one. It's how they started the period. Now, John Carroll gets it deep enough for a change. The Antelopes trying to hurry. Misialik ahead for Leadon. Gains the blue line, walks into the zone, sends the puck around his defenseman. And then a pass up top for Peltier. Quick shot. Blocked aside by Lurch. Now Lead just trying to jam at it. Can't get anything going. Another pass into the slot. Kicked aside. Rebound in the slot. Another shot. Loose. Lurch looking behind him. It's still loose on the ice. And now taken around behind the net. Big scrum. Lot of pushing and shoving behind the net. Turning attempt for Musialik. And now another shot. They score. It's in. Leadin does get one. Musialik had a chance. Peltier had a chance. And now Lurch had no chance. As they get one back, it's a 3-2 game. Leadin strikes. Here's another look at it. Chaos in front of the net for a while, and then behind the net, puck makes its way right on the doorstep. And that is Evan Leadin making no mistake for his 8th goal of the season in just 14 games. 3-2 your score now. 6:45 remaining in the second period. This one just got a whole lot closer once again. Bordas from neutral ice sends it deep. Deacon wraps it around the boards looking for some help, but the Antelopes cut it off. Goes to the point for Lund. That shot blocked. JCU the other way. Martin trying to get past Lund. He does. Sends in front. Nobody there. Bordas playing ahead to the blue line. Trying to get it deep. Gets his stick a little up high in Cavelli. And that may have been a penalty. Or at least one of them is on the way. Some more shoving in the corner. We'll wait to see the call. Check that, no penalty, just an icing. But an offensive zone draw coming up for JCU. Won by GCU. Sent around behind the boards for Husby. From the half wall, can't clear it. Great play to keep it in the zone from Malley. Now it goes in behind the net. Her cuts back, trying to send it in front. Couldn't get a stick to it. Thomas trying to clear it, defended by her and Malley. Thompson gets it up and just out over the blue line. Zemrak got it deep into the zone, but they had a tag up. Malley picks one out of the air and tries to play it into the zone, but instead it's Schwartz the other way. Leaves it for Jaquette, fires a shot, blockered away by Lurch, and cleared out of harm's way by Seth. Played back into the slot, chipped out by Zemrak, who caught a little shove at the end of the play there. Wrapped around behind the boards. Oakland couldn't get it to the point. Now it does make its way to the point. Shot blocked along the way. Another chance. Hits the back of the cage. Now sent into the far corner. Oakland pulls it to his stick. Steps wide. Puts one into a body. And out of play, I believe. Not sure where that went. It looks like we'll get a penalty here. Holding against the Blue Streaks. That'll be on Henry Seh. So the Antelopes, with another man advantage, second of the game, this time with a chance to tie things up. Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal best and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit DESportsMedicine or sportsmed.com today to learn more. That's DESportsmed.com. Just under 5 minutes remain in the second period. Quick shot by Husby. He had Lurch out of position, just couldn't find it on net. Strittler's shot, or Trischler, excuse me, is blocked. The rebound is cleared all the way down the ice. 2 minutes for holding is the call. 3-on-1 into the zone. Come the Antelopes. In on goal. Shot kicked aside. Lurch standing tall after an ugly change from the Blue Streaks. Gave the Antelopes a golden opportunity. Puck across for Jacquet, loses his footing, burns a tire. And now a chance the other way. Well, they don't have numbers. That is John Carroll. As Malley. No, LaGreca won the puck, played it to the point, nobody was there. And now John Carroll will just send it deep. Thomas to Oakland. Across, intended for Hansen, gets it to him. Curls back at the far corner, plays it to the point. Thomas, back to Hansen. Hansen with space, steps into a shot, rebound cleared away. Great stick by Camden Martin to get on that rebound. He had Jacquet waiting on the doorstep to hammer that home. And now just 20 seconds remain on the man advantage, a little over 3 minutes in the period. As Thomas sends it over to Hansen, who gains the zone. Antelopes can't find a clean entry, and now 5 seconds remain in the man advantage, and that'll just about do things for the power play. 0 for 2 on the day. And a long stretch pass deflected out into the safety netting. It was all Antelopes in the first period, at least in terms of possession, shots, and opportunities. However, it was the Blue Streaks that did take a 2-goal lead, or a 2-1 lead, out of that period, and now hold a 3-2 lead here in the second. The Antelopes control possession in the John Carroll zone. Taken from behind the net by her. Has it taken off a stick. Thompson has it. Or that'll be Tabacal. Curling around. Shot from the point block. Tabacal takes it out to center ice. Plays across for Lund. Lund from the red line. Sends it hard and around the boards. Kept in at the half wall for a moment. Now cleared out. Numbers if they hurry for JCU. Her goes in with Zemrak. Bumped off the puck. Taken out the other way by GCU. Here they come. Wardis leaves it at the blue line. Shot off the post. Not sure if it hit the pad and then the post, but what matters is it stays out of the back of the net. Inside the final 2 minutes. Pass across from Isiala. Can't get a shot off. On this near half wall now. It's Hansen with it. Works it back to Peltier at the point. Peltier, I believe intentionally sends that well wide of the goal. Around the boards looking for help. The Antelopes trying to get it to the point. And that's where it went for a moment. Then it's chipped out of play into the Antelopes bench. This will stay in the zone. Went off of an Antelope, but from a JCU pass, I believe. Which is what Sean Deacon is trying to figure out right now, is whether or not this should stay in. One referee pretty adamant that it should go into the zone. Now another meeting of the minds to decide this quickly. It did deflect off of the Antelopes, but I believe since it was a JCU shot, that is enough to merit this face-off. Back in the zone. Trischler's shot goes wide. Schwartz picks up the rebound in the corner. Tried to get to Peltier at the point. Instead it'll be Leiden curling back the other way and wrapping it around the boards. Lurch out for it. Did not leave Sale a lot of time to play that puck. Inside the final minute now of the second period. As that puck is sent down by the Blue Streaks for an icing. Now just 50 seconds remain. But a pivotal Offensive zone draw coming up for the Antelopes. It's Oakland standing in against Malley. Blue Streaks want to clear this puck and take a change. Ushindi plays it ahead for Deacon from the red line, bats it between his legs into the zone. Not very deep. LaGreca got it to Deacon. Deacon back to LaGreca into the zone. LaGreca from the slot fires a shot. It's deflected over the net. Final 30 seconds now. Kept in at the blue line by Seh. Now back out to the red line. Deacon in ahead for LaGreca. 15 seconds. LaGreca steps into the slot but couldn't find the puck. Oakland out the other way. Oakland gets it back, fires a shot. Lurch has to hold on to it. He had a man right in front of the net. Peltier gave, or excuse me, that was Nelson giving Seh an extra bit of love right next to the net. Right by the whistle. JCU bench wasn't thrilled with that. And now, with just 5 seconds left in this period, an offensive zone draw once more for the Antelopes. Jaquette shaded right back behind Wardis, the left-handed shot on his backhand on the faceoff. Puck comes to Jaquette, tries to send it deep, last second chance. Broken up and a little bit of a scrum after the play on a couple sides. Cavelli and Thomas going at it. Now finally split up. So now after 40 minutes of play, both sides tack on another goal. It's 3-2 in favor of the Blue Streaks. We'll be right back with third period action here from Gold Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Stay tuned.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
John Carroll University Blue Streaks and the Grand Canyon University Antelopes. The Blue Streaks with a 3-2 lead after 2 periods of play. My name's Anthony Salvato. Thank you once again for tuning in here on the Delaware Hockey Network. It was 2-1 after the first period. And it was JCU that got the scoring. Open here with a goal from Malley and a goal from Tuggy off the faceoff. Make it 2-0. Before the Antelopes responded with a goal of their own from Michael Schwartz. And then later from Evan Leeden to make it 3-2. 30 seconds away from third period puck drop here. Or less than that. It looks like they're ready to go now. It'll be Herr and Hansen on the draw. Herr wins it, gets it to Cavelli, who will fire it deep across the ice into the far corner. Misialik around behind the boards. Looking for some help there, looking for Thomas. And he found him. Thomas got it all the way down the ice. Not enough for an icing. It's like the Blue Streaks weren't expecting that, waiting for the call. Instead, it's the Antelopes working with possession in the zone. Shot from the point, spring, tipped, and he scores. It's Misialik. On the goal, Tyler Misialik. And that, I believe, says his 31st. But I may have that wrong. What matters here is it ties things up. Taking another look on this replay. Just a harmless little point shot from Spring. Gets deflected on the way to the back of the net in just 28 seconds into this third period. We are all tied up at 3 here in Gold Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Face-off won by the Blue Streaks. Big hit into the bench. Couple late shoves. Back in they go. The Antelopes backhand shot denied by Lurch. Spinning in front, it's loose, and he scoops it out of the air. Great chance, denying a couple there first. I believe it was Nelson, then a couple chances on the doorstep from Husby. And Mijialik's goal being announced right now keeps things, or makes things 3-3. GCU trying to get another one quickly. Instead, this pass off the mark will go all the way down behind the net. Quick shot attempt from the half wall, that one from Deacon. Trying to catch Demeronville off guard. Tied up in the GCU zone. Instead, just sends it deep. Looking for some help, can't find it. But a great forecheck there. Almost poked that puck loose from Camden Martin. Sent back into the zone, stolen. And LaGreca almost had a chance there. Now works his way back towards the slot. Spins it around to his forehand, sends it deep, comes up to the point, and deflects over his stick and out into center ice. Filigera sends it deep. The Antelopes breaking out the other way. Trischler charging ahead with some speed, gains the blue line. Takes it around behind the net, still going. Working his way up to the point, quick shot, hits a body along the way. Trischler gets it back, sends it in front, hits the side of the cage, and can't make its way. Schwartz to the point for Lund. Steps into a shot, deflected. It comes in front on the doorstep. And Tabacal shot denied off the blocker of Lurch. Across for Trishler, just kicks it deep. Nice idea there as he had a man on him. Big hit behind the net. Buchel's upended. Now here comes Hansen wrapping himself around the net. Pad save, and excuse me, that was Oakland on the shot. Schwartz leaves it at the point. Chip down low for Tabacal. Tabacal left it for Oakland. Instead takes it back himself after pinning it to the boards. Poked free now and sent around behind the net. A little bit of a miscommunication between Plinta and Ushindi. And it's kept in by the Antelopes. Turnover on the pass. Nice stick there. Another extra little check into the boards. There goes Serchik. Puck kept in at the point by Spring. Kicked out. Thompson trying to get back to it. It's Tuggy going the other way. Tuggy just sticks it around the defender and goes to clear the zone and take a change. Spring drops it back for Lund. Doesn't quite get the red line, but doesn't quite get the puck very deep either. Herr plays it ahead for Malley. Malley to the blue line and no further. Now gets the puck back and works it into the corner. Around behind the net it goes. Herr jumps on it, muscling off Lund. Lund able to recover. And now it's finally poked out by the Antelopes. Sent right back in. This could be icing. Waved off. Picked up by Thomas now. Head to the blue line for Misialik, the one who just tied the game. Layden enters in, deflected just wide. Misialik had the game tire. Looking to take the lead there. Just can't redirect it where he wants it. Thomas ahead for lead. It almost gets blown up. So he leaves that puck there. Demerenville out behind his net, loses it for Jacquette. Jacquette ahead for Layden. Picked up by Deacon in center ice. Stolen by Hansen, taken again by Deacon, plays it ahead. And that one shuffled in on goal. And played out by Demerenville. Shot came in off the stick of Martin. Now a pass, stretch pass attempt the other way. Will go all the way down for an icing. GCU trying to make their case that the puck was deflected. But to no avail. Face off to the right of Demerenville, taken out by the Antelopes. Here comes Husby. Husby gains the zone and is harassed over the blue line. Lost that puck. Gets it back. Far corner to the point. Trishler holds and now cycles it around behind the net. Big hit in the corner. Trying to work it free was Hansen. Hansen got it up to Peltier, gets it back, and now sends it deep. Antelopes are offsides. Will instead elect to take a change. Deacon, from just inside the red line, sends it into the Antelope zone. Long pass ahead, turned over in center ice. But Blue Streak's unable to control that puck. Now, here they come. Antelopes in, just barely onside. Oakland fires a shot, rebound, they score! Sitting on the doorstep to tap that in for the Antelopes, that's Tristan Tabacal. Made just the right play to extend his leg and remain on sides on that zone entry. About as close as they can get. And then gets right to the net, gets his stick down on the ice, and fires that rebound in. A little bit of a debate. JCU's bench is very upset. They believe that the Antelopes went in offsides, and that play should have been whistled dead right then and there. Instead, now it is a 4-3 game. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware, and cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis. along with a variety of sauces and sides to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road, Claymont. Open Monday through Saturday, or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. So after a brief stoppage, goal is confirmed. It remains a 4-3 game. And the Antelopes went from trying to claw their way back into the game to now trying to hold on to this game with a 4-3 lead. They won by the same score yesterday. We'll take another look at that goal. Very close on whether or not that entrance was onside or not. But Tabacole picks up the rebound and taps it home. One of the easier ones he'll get all year. Tuggy with some speed into the zone. Backhand shot. Tried to take it short side and almost made its way in. Tuggy curling into the slot. Or check that, excuse me. That was Plinta, but could not get a shot off. Puck sent down the ice. Cavelli back there first to it for the Blue Streaks. Gets some guys in motion. Looks to start the breakout. Pass goes to no one. Pelletier, the first one there for the Antelopes. It's deflected by Thompson off the bench. Hansen tried to pull it ahead as he got off the bench and couldn't take it anywhere. Now Trischler back in the far corner. Trying to poke it loose. Gets it to Misialik. The one who tied it up. He'll chip this down the ice looking for lead, and not enough for an icing, they say. And a little bit of a scary collision towards the corner. Both sides race for that puck. It's tied up behind the net. Misialik gets there, skates around, reverses it, back around the net. Pelletier fires a shot off the side of the cage. Was looking to find that top corner, but Lurch did cover it well with his helmet. Trischler from the half wall sends it down low. Malley's able to clear. Malley gets it ahead into the zone. They go, and not much further. An errant pass will break up this rush. Antelopes looking to clear, and they will. Bouncing puck wide of the net, and just enough for an icing. The Antelopes are not happy. They cannot believe it. That puck just barely got to the goal line. And now Grand Canyon forced to leave that same 5 out on the ice. Face off to the left of Demerenville. Won by the Antelopes and taken out of the zone. Cialik from the red line chips it on goal. Lurch will just scoop that up and elect to hang on. I believe that's Nelson charging down to get to that puck. Antelopes are just enough to get that defensive change they were looking for. Now Nelson off the draw, gets it to Spring. Spring, backhand shot in through traffic. Rebound in front, they get one. They score, they jump on the loose puck. Wasn't sure where it went. I believe this will go to Owen Hansen. Husby was near the goal. He had a couple chances at it. But it looks like it will be Hansen that leads the line off the assist from Husby and Spring. Spring, a nice job to walk the blue line, get a little backhand chance. Knew he didn't have a lot of power on it, but at least got it to the right area. That set up Husby to find a quick shot off the pad of Lurch. He couldn't handle it. And another one right on the doorstep. It's been an issue of rebound control for Lurch in this period, and it's bitten him 3 times now in just under 8 minutes to kick off this period, and now a much more comfortable lead for the Antelopes, who have dominated possession throughout the game. Deacon playing it ahead. Finds Cronin. Cronin gains his own at the half wall. Backhands it around looking for some help that he can't find. Comes into the slot. Nelson looking for it. Sent back deep into the zone by Tuggy. To the half wall it goes. Husby winds up and fans on that puck, so it remains along the half wall. Poked out to the blue line. Now to the red line where it's picked up by Deacon. Deacon will gain the red line and just send it deep while the Antelopes take a change. Schwartz on the puck. Lined up for a check by Deacon. This puck rolls all the way back down the ice. Here comes Schwartz. Schwartz gains the zone, lost the puck. Picked up by Oakland. Oakland wrapping it around. To the near side he comes to the half wall. Now up top, fires a shot. Glove save. And Lurch is able to hang on that time. Lurch hangs on. GCU takes a line change here. That line's done plenty for them. That Schwartz and Oakland line, they've been all over the puck tonight. Or not tonight, excuse me, this morning and last night. Quick shot off the draw, they score! They even have the music off in the stadium, and that one was in the back of the net. It's like another deflection in front of Lurch. JCU's stunned, and it's no goal. They wave it off.
The call on the ice is no goal.
I'll have some words about it. I'm not sure if it was a high stick. I'll have a replay of it in a moment. But this is immediately waved off. Comes out of the zone. And they keep 10:54 on the clock. So still some hope in it for the Blue Streaks. That one really would have changed the tide of this game. But now still not even halfway through this period quite yet. Plenty of time on the board for John Carroll. They're looking to make their way back into this one. Thompson gains his own, curls back, great stick check. Here comes Seth, tries to clear it ahead. Nobody can get there in time. This will not be icing, however, as the angled shot goes in front of the net, and there'll be some extracurriculars there. A takedown from Peltier as well. It was an angle shot from Camden Martin that Demeronville elected to hang on to. Then there was some extra traffic in front of the net after. Here's a second look at that goal. It was batted with a high stick and almost immediately waved down. Lurch, if you notice, right after the goal, immediately starts pointing upwards as if it was played by a high stick. The officials get it together to talk, and one had already said no goal by that point. They confirm things. It remains 5-3. And almost a huge one for the Antelopes. Keeps JCU alive, at least for the time being, but they do need to get busy soon. Trishler, or excuse me, Leadon from the red line, takes it into the zone. Tuggy clears hard off the boards. That's deflected, so it won't be an icing. Cronin charging ahead, trying to get to that puck. I believe it is. Yes, it's deflected out of play. Should bring this puck, however, into the zone for the face-off. 10:01 remaining on the period. Face-off on the far side to the left of Demeronville. Hansen on the draw for the Antelopes. It'll be Kraft for the Blue Streaks. Antelopes take possession out of their own zone. Puck tied up right outside the blue line. This one sent into the zone, offsides. Linesman had that call right away on the near side, calling it off. This could send the puck back all the way down outside of the GCU bench. Instead, it looks like the face-off is center ice. Husby's got to be careful. Had a couple extra words after the play with the official. Pretty visibly unhappy with him, sent him over the face-off. Tuggy enters his zone, already has one tonight, would love another one here, would put things back into reach. But the puck was out of his reach. And the Antelopes take possession. Back behind the net it goes. Blue Streaks trying to work it to the point, they cannot. It's taken by Hansen. Hansen finds Husby, drops it back for Hansen, in on goal, cutting wide. Bumped off the puck, trying to win it back now. Scooped up by Nelson. To the point for Thomas, across for Jacquette. Fans on the shot, and it's well wide. Hansen curling back in the corner. Makes a nice play and then sends one right into the chest there of Lurch. Had Thomas trying to sneak in on the back door, but could not find him on a pass. Elected to take the shot, and Lurch hangs on. 8:55 to go in this third period. Face off to the right of Lurch. Schwartz gets it to Thomas. Cross for Jacquette, backhands it around behind the net for Oakland. Oakland, with some time and space, sends it across off the boards for Jacquette, now down behind the net for Tabacol. Reverses and reverses once more. From the circle to the point for Thomas, can't keep it in. Thomas tried to play the body, and the puck escaped the zone. Schwartz wins it right back. Plays it over for Tabacol. Spins, runs out of real estate. Drops it back for Schwartz. To the point it goes. Jacquette fires a shot. Deflected. Doesn't make its way on net. Thomas fires one in. This one might have made it in the back of the net. They say no. Gets deflected wide. Getting a stick on it up front was either Nelson or Hansen. Big hit by Malley. Almost interference. Got to be careful there. Things finally settle down, at least momentarily, as the Antelopes look to break it out of their zone. Back around behind the net for Thomas. Pressured by Martin. Chips it ahead and just, no, not out of the zone, they say. LaGreca pushing it into the corner. Trying to get it up top. He has Deacon waiting for him on this near point. Instead, it's taken out by Thomas. Ahead for Thompson. And once again, not clear of the zone. Scooped up. And here they come. It's Wardus. Sends it deep, gets to it first. Muscled off the puck, and it's played ahead for LaGreca. Off the boards and deep enough for an icing. 7:04 in the period now. Puck comes back all the way down. Another offensive zone draw for the Antelopes. They've responded with 3 goals in this period. Built themselves a comfortable lead here. Up by 2 now with 7 minutes to go. Tuggy sent off the ice. Malley sent back out. Well, those last 5 that was left out there for the icing, I believe. Quick shot deflected. Loose in the slot, and Peltier can't keep it in. And a high cross check to the neck from Peltier. And that was on Martin. Arm went up right away. He's got to be careful. This should just be a 2-minute play, power play, but unsure on the call yet. High sticking is the official ruling. And it will be a 2-minute man advantage coming up for the Blue Streaks at a time where they really needed one. Their first power play of the game. The Antelopes had the previous two, have not scored on either of them. So you could say it's been a solid enough day on one side of special teams for the Blue Streaks. Now looking to get the offense going here. Tuggy from the point sends it around. Deacon gets to it in the corner. The Antelopes working with possession, trying to clear. Lund gets it out to the blue line, hops over a stick, and it could be a breakaway. Husby, if he hurries, now has some numbers, walks in, fires a shot, kicked off the skate of Tuggy. It's loose. Husby had it back for a moment before he was knocked off the puck once more. Deacon skates in, elects for the clean entry, and then drops it across, and on goal, LaGreca fires one over the cage. LaGreca got it back in the corner and lost it off his skate. Trichler tries to clear, kept in by Cronin. Across for Tuggy. Trying that angle pass to the opposite side, doesn't connect. From the point, shot is deflected into the safety netting off the stick of Colin Cronin. With a listen-first approach that creates a unique solution for your circumstances, the expert legal team at the Law Office of Heather A. Long are committed to providing empathetic and compassionate legal representation for individuals who have suffered injuries. To schedule your free consultation today, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-LONG. That's 302-466-5664, or visit injuryde.com. The Antelopes clear it deep into the Blue Streak zone. One more rush. It's about 45 seconds on the man advantage for John Carroll. Another puck played up into the safety netting and into the ceiling. And this face-off will come back into the zone to the left of Demerenville. On the draw, it's Wardis and her. That one cleared right out. Off the glass, takedown in the corner, and that's an immediate penalty. Very easy call to make for the official as Tabacol is upended. And that will negate the remaining 31 seconds of power play time for the Blue Streaks. An interference call against Austin Malley, who kicked off the scoring on the day. First goal of the game from either side. And now a costly penalty here late in this third period. 5:16 remaining. GCU has had all the momentum this game, especially in this period, storming back for 3 goals, take a 5-3 lead. And now taking away that last 30 seconds of power play time before they go on a power play up 2. Tuggy walks in, fires a shot, and it's kicked aside. Now the Antelopes look to set things up here. Leaded, gains the zone, curls wide, hangs on, still holds, drops it back for Thomas. Thomas lost that in his skates. From the half wall, now to the point. Across for Jacquet, has all kinds of space, and he elects to pass it. Backhanded wide of the net, into the corner it goes. Thomas, across for Husby, right out of the box. Jacquet gets it to Thomas, steps into a shot, hits the post. Jacquet down low, gets it back up top, hops over his stick, and he'll have to go regroup. He fires it to the near side for Thomas, who threw it over the blue line looking for help, couldn't find it. It's eventually cleared out by a sprawling Tanner Plinta. 50 seconds remain on this Antelope power play as Spring cuts around behind the net. That puck comes all the way out. Set up pass intended for Hansen, off the mark. Demerenville gets there first, leaves it for Trichler. Inside the final 4 minutes, just about 30 seconds remaining on the man advantage. As this puck is almost cleared by the Blue Streaks. Now Husby gains the zone into the slot, fires a shot, it's blocked. 20 seconds on the man advantage. Trischler from the point steps into one, blockered up and kicked aside. Cleared out by Plinta. Final 10 seconds, time for one more rush into the zone if they hurry. Hansen gains the zone, cuts in, tries to get to the backhand and poked aside by Lurch. Heads up poke check there. Now back to even strength hockey with 3:10 remaining in this game. JCU, John Carroll down by 2. Plinta tries to stand up as man, does just enough to get the puck forward. And a shot from Strittmatter. Strittmatter goes in on goal and is scooped up by Demerenville. Inside the final 3 minutes, down 2. All eyes will be towards Brody Lurch to see when he makes his way towards the bench for an empty net scenario. But first, it looks like it'll be a timeout taken by JCU. Want to talk things over for these final few minutes. And with this face-off down in the Grand Canyon zone, you have to wonder if they may just pull Lurch now, and he's already on the bench. Door is still open, so we'll see if he heads back out on the ice. Instead, it looks like he'll take a seat, either for the timeout or for quite some time, potentially the game. So it at least appears that it will be a 6-on-5 heading out of this timeout called by JCU. Trying to claw their way back into this contest. They've trailed for only this third and final period. They led most of the way, 2-1 after the first, 3-2 after the second, and now down 5-3 in the third. Both sides trotting back out now. Face-off will be to the left of Demerenville. 6 skaters out on the ice for John Carroll. Looks like it'll be LaGreca standing in for the face-off against Wardus. Tie-up taken by the Antelopes. To the half wall it goes, but not out. Deacon stepping in to help. Trying to push this puck deeper into the zone. LaGreca waiting at the blue line for the Blue Streaks. Antelopes comfortable just killing time here, burning off the clock. Now down to 2.5 minutes remaining. Empty net for the Blue Streaks. This puck trickles down the ice. They'll have to hurry to get back to it. So that's Luke Deacon setting up behind the net. LaGreca leaves it for Cavelli. Now across for Deacon. Pass off the mark for Cavelli. 6 skaters on the ice, empty net. Icing from JCU, and that will have to send Lurch back to the crease. Now a big time opportunity for the Antelopes. Win this face-off, control possession, and they can wrap up the game. They don't need any more goals here. They really just need to keep Lurch in the net for the time being. And a big face-off coming up for the center, Benjamin Oakland. Instead, it's won by the Blue Streaks. Deacon plays it ahead off the skates of Martin. Deacon is hammered at the bench. Here comes Schwartz into the zone, cutting in front. His pass cannot get a stick there. It was Tabacol. Inside 2 minutes, puck still in the JCU zone. Turnover taken by Deacon. Played ahead, but not too far out of the zone. Oakland takes it right back in. Curls at the blue line. Finds some space in the slot. Goes to his backhand. Curls back. Sends a nice pass into the slot. Shot. Hops over the net. May have got tipped, or Lurch may have gotten a piece of it, but it found its way over that top right crossbar. Pass across for Thomas down low, trying to find Nisiala cutting in on the angle for that backdoor attempt. Instead, it's deflected and out of play. 1:20 Face off to the left of Lurch. Won by the Blue Streaks, chip deep ahead for Tuggy. Lurch goes right back to the bench, 6 attackers. Out on the ice once more. It's Malley from the point, sends it around down low. And now cleared out, here they come. It's Leadon, and he just tucks it in that far left post. And that'll put things away here for the Antelopes, 6-3. 57 seconds remaining. Makes it a 3-goal game, sends Lurch back out into the net. And after a come-from-behind 4-3 win yesterday, it's a come-from-behind 3-1 win today. The Antelopes trailed 3-2 to start the period. They scored the next 4 in this third period to round things out, 6-3. But they'll have just under a minute, some more hockey to play. Puck played in behind the Antelopes net. They clear it out to right around the red line for Filiguera to send it deep. Played off the boards. Ushindi picks it up in his own zone. Plays it ahead for Kraft, almost blown up. There at center ice, and another hit there from Husby, can't find it. Hansen tied up in the far corner now, final 20 seconds. Played up ahead by the Blue Streaks, not out of the zone. 10 seconds now. Hansen working it by the blue line. He'll chip it back to Thomas. And he'll take it deep into his own zone, behind the net. 3 seconds left, and time will expire on this one. Grand Canyon fights their way back 2 days in a row, this time to pick up a 3-goal lead against the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Thank you once again for tuning in. From our crew here, Joe Sindoni, Mark McClure, James and MJ, I'm Anthony Salvato saying thank you once again for tuning in to Delaware Hockey Network. We'll be back here with the 1 o'clock game from the Gold Arena and the 4 o'clock game to round out the day back over at Fred Russ. James will take you the rest of the way, along with Mark. Thank you once again for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and we hope to see you soon for the next couple games.